your marketing strategy with Edith's Emporium?
The biggest thing that has really boosted my business is social media.
What was your biggest challenge in starting this business?
It was more getting the building ready, having it ADA compliant and make sure I had the right handrails and the safety plans.
Do you do any kind of like research on trends, or you're just like, let's see if this flies?
Let's see if this flies.
I love that. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. My name is Sarah LeRae. I am a creative entrepreneur and photographer in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I have a very special guest on the Unnicheable podcast today. You want to tell them who you are, what you're about?
My name is Kay Hardiman, and I'm the owner of Edith's Emporium on Macaulay Avenue.
Awesome. So I love Edith's Emporium.
Well, thank you.
There's so many little good finds in there.
Yes, most definitely. We try to have a lot of items in there. If you come in there, you're going to leave with something.
Like
For sure. Yeah, like it or not, you're going to leave with we're going to sell you something, most definitely.
You're going to find something you like.
You're going to find something you like, because we also have a little bit of cottage food in there, like packaged cookies and popcorn and pickles and seasonings, that type of thing that you could take home with you. Yes.
That's cool. So like gifts for all kinds of things.
All kinds, most definitely. You can find any kind of gift in there, a food gift, a Chattanooga-based gift. We have stickers, mugs, glasses, wall hangings, all that type of thing that are Chattanooga-based.
We love local.
Yes, we love local, and I try to have as many local items in there as I can.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where is it? Tell everybody where it's located.
So if you're coming out of the tunnels on Macaulay Avenue and you're headed towards town, you'll pass Park Ridge Hospital on the right-hand side, and as soon as you start up the hill, which is Orchard Knob, we are directly at the top of the hill. We are right there at the cross street is Beach. It's between Beach and Orchard Knob. So we are right there at the top of Macaulay Avenue. As soon as you top that hill, you can see downtown.
Cool. I love
So, yeah,
that.
very close.
So it's like in the trendy part of town.
Exactly. And lots of traffic there on Macaulay Avenue. Yeah. People always go through there.
It's
at least
crazy.
Yeah.
How that area,
it's just
how things change so much over time.
Yes. Yeah, most definitely. I grew up in the area. My grandmother lived there on Macaulay Avenue.
Oh.
And my dad had a plumbing company there. And my mom, of course, worked with the plumbing company. And so that's where sometimes we would spend our days, where I was there, during the summer. So I've seen the changes there in Highland Park and that Orchard Knob area just throughout my life, how different it is.
Yeah, it's crazy how, because I was telling somebody recently, in the 90s in North Chattanooga, you didn't want to be there after dark.
You didn't. You really
And now
didn't.
there's $3 million homes.
Exactly, yes. Former homes that pretty rough in there are now going for just a wee bit more than they were.
A wee bit.
Yeah, just a wee bit. So, yeah, it's a great, great neighborhood, because we are actually in Highland Park, which is the neighborhood that runs from Willow to Holtzclaw all the way to Main to Macaulay. And it's just a great, great neighborhood.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your story and like how you got into sort of the gift shop boutique business.
It was not anything I ever thought I would do. I graduated UTC with an education degree in the early 90s and started teaching at Graysville Elementary School, best school ever. And I taught there. My kids got to go to school there with me. It was just a wonderful experience. I just have nothing but praise for Graysville and just that whole school and everybody there. I miss my friends. And so I taught for 30 years, and I knew I was getting close to retirement. I was about 2 years away from retirement. My mom had passed away about 10 years ago, and so my dad was living alone and doing fine for a while until he wasn't. We started seeing some signs of some dementia, things not, adding up with what he was doing during the day and things he was talking about. And he and my brother worked together, and my brothers really could see some struggles that he was having and struggling living at home and that type of thing. So my dad actually owned the building where Edith's is.
Oh.
So he owned the building. He bought it in the 90s when things were pretty rough around there because he grew up in that area and just didn't want to see it torn down, and he loved to fix things. So he bought it and renovated it and rented it to different businesses. And about 2 years before I was going to retire, I knew I needed to be there at the shop to help with him. He was still working, quote unquote, but to help my brother with him. And so I thought, well, I'll just open a shop and rent to vendors. Simple enough. I'll just rent to different people. Well, it was July of 2020.
Wow.
So kind of a rough time to try to open a business, but I did go ahead and open that summer because of being a school teacher. I needed to open that summer or I would have to wait a whole nother school year. So I did go ahead and open, and I rented to a few vendors. I put some of my items in there. And then that summer of 21, things really started picking up. The vaccine came out. People were getting out of their homes. They were tired of online shopping. They wanted to be out and about. So started seeing traffic pick up. And since then, it has just really, really transformed into what it is today. I had some of my vendors just as they left. For whatever reason, they pulled out, and I just filled in with that. I went ahead and fully retired just in time because my dad did get pretty bad. My brother and I ended up having to live with him to take care of him. He needed 24-hour care. So I had that luxury of being able to do that, go ahead and retire. I retired, hired some wonderful people to help me run the shop when I couldn't be there. And it has turned into probably 85% of what's in there are my items that I source, and started out completely vintage, home decor, furniture, that type of thing. But in the past year and a half or so, started adding new items, which has been a huge, huge game changer for my business and people that come in and what they want to buy.
Yeah. And I love that it's in a home.
Yes.
Like, it looks like you're going to somebody's home and looking at their stuff.
We've done some research on the home. We wish we had some old photos of it, but we just cannot find anything. So it started out as a private home. A gentleman with the last name Matthews owned a coal company, and he built this home. We're guessing 1910-ish, but we know for a fact that it became a funeral home.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was a funeral home in the late 30s. We do have newspaper articles advertising the funeral home. Page Hancock or Hancock Page, I can't remember which order the name. So it was a funeral home, and that's when it was added onto, and we still have the body storage units in the basement. And we've had customers come in, and they'll walk through the front door, and they'll say, "Did this used to be a funeral home?"
Well,
they know immediately.
Yeah.
So we have 2 body storage units with steel doors. They're underground. I say they're underground, but I mean, you're standing on the ground and they're up under the porch.
Got it.
So they stay cool. It wasn't a crematory or anything like that. It was just storage. And so those are still down there in our basement. We have had ghost hunters come in there.
I wondered that was going to be have you had an experience?
We had a ghost hunter. She and her sister came, and she brought all of her equipment. And I said, because I'm not afraid to be there.
Sure.
Never been afraid. Doesn't bother me. Whatever wants to go on down there, let it happen. Just don't come anyway. So she had all of her equipment. Of course, there's no insulation in this place.
Right.
You can hear from the basement to the room upstairs where my cash register is. And she was down there, and I heard her say, and I heard her staticky equipment. She said, "Is your name David?" And I just went to the back of the store. It's like, I don't want to know. I didn't want to know if she got a response.
I don't want to hear it.
No. So she saged when she left. And I said, "Thank you for coming." She said, "It was nice to meet you." And she left.
And she never like told you if anybody.
I didn't want to know. I did not want to know because I am not afraid in the least to go in that basement. Does not bother me, and I just didn't want to in the back of my head. I did not want to put it in my head.
That's wise.
Yes.
Like maybe that's a lesson we can learn in life.
Exactly. Just let them be, let them do their thing, and I'll be upstairs doing my thing.
We don't need to know everything.
No, we don't need to know everything. I like that. We don't need to. Yes, most definitely. So it was a funeral home. It was Chattanooga Housing Authority offices.
Interesting.
For 30 years. They even had the porch closed in. Had offices out there, but that was one of the first things that my dad did after he purchased the building in 94 is he took down those walls that had closed in the porch. And that's one of our favorite places. I love hearing the comments, people coming up on the porch, and I can hear them outside.
Yeah, it's
talking
so welcoming.
It is. It is. It's like coming into a home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to see what goodies
Yes,
you got.
exactly. And you can still see the floor plan of the home and the sunroom and the bedrooms and all that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yes.
Did you going back to like
Yes.
you transitioning from is this how you thought you'd spend your
Never.
retirement?
No, like I said, I thought I would teach forever. I really did. I love my job. I would still be there if my dad had not gotten so bad. I would have continued that. But my goodness, how much I love what I do. It's not anything I ever thought I would do, but it has been a great, great experience.
I love to hear stories like that about women or people that have sort of different versions of their life.
Yeah.
They have, little sections of your
Yes.
life. And you can have more than one life.
Exactly. And that I thought I would teach forever, but I was able to transition into another job and
Pivot.
Most definitely.
I love that. Like I said, I just love the idea. And I think I've just wrapped my head around that as I've gotten older. And I tell young people now, like when they're like stressed out in that season of like 18 to 22,
Yes.
when you're like trying to figure out what
Yes.
you want to do, who
Most
you want to
definitely.
be, it's like, you know what? You can just pick something because you can always change your mind.
Exactly. Most definitely. Do more than one thing.
Yes, and it makes
most
you a
definitely.
more well-rounded
Most
human
definitely.
when you
Most definitely.
branch out.
Yes, and you have more experience other than just that one career for your whole life.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I need to hear that as somebody who pivots a lot.
Yes.
It's very validating.
Yes, yeah. It is a good thing. It is a very good thing.
Lots of different, and there are things from, I'm sure there are maybe some things from teaching that you
most
use
definitely.
in your business
Yeah,
now.
I think so. My communication skill of standing there and talking to people nonstop. That's what I do more than anything. My husband, James, is with me on Saturdays, and we joke, and I say joke because it's really not a joke, that we talk to people all day on Saturday. We make some kind of connection to the community every day, really, but we have the best time on Saturdays. People coming in, talking to them about Chattanooga, whether they're lifelong Chattanoogans or they've just moved here. Why did you move here? Where do you work? Where do you live? Oh, that's great. How long have you been here? Or if they've been in Chattanooga forever, we make a comment about me being a school teacher, my husband being a retired police officer, where we went to church, where our kids went to school. I mean, all these things, we make this little mention, and then it just goes from there, and we make those connections.
I would imagine that might be a huge contributor in your success and the way that it's grown.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of what people are craving now in a post-COVID world, in a world where there's so much on the internet, there's so much noise.
Yes.
That going into a store and having a personal connection and conversation is just such a refreshing experience.
And we love to do that, especially people who are new to Chattanooga, or we do get a lot of tourists.
Yeah,
we get a lot of tourists coming
a
through.
tourist town, yeah.
So my husband, big history buff, so he loves to lead people to places, Orchard Knob, the National Cemetery, places that are close, and then he can branch out if they, love the other things also. That we have even printed off little sheets of places to go, directions how to get there, and things to be able to see to give them more of a connection to Chattanooga.
I think I love this conversation because in business, I think a lot of times, especially brick and mortar businesses like yours, it's like, why should someone come into a brick and mortar business when it's, quote, easier to just order something from Amazon or anywhere online? And I think the answer to that is the service, the
most
people,
definitely.
the connection, and the experience.
Yes. And I do my best. I don't always do it, but I try to remember what they have purchased.
Oh, wow.
And I have done that. They have walked in and I said, well, how is that print looking on your wall that you bought? And they'll just stop. Like, you remember that? Like, of course, you bought something from me. Of course. And that's another thing, how you say, yes, it's easier to buy online, but buying something from me out of my building makes such a difference to my small business in the city of Chattanooga than buying something online.
Yes.
It's huge. I mean, it's life-changing for someone keeping things local.
Yeah, keeping those dollars in your own community.
100%.
And I think there's so much noise nationally, right? Like in every kind of way you shape it and look at it. Like in the U.S. in general, there's so much noise out there. And, a lot of us would probably just benefit from really just focusing on what we can really impact. And that is our own community.
Most definitely. And Chattanooga is growing so much. I mean, you don't have to go very far to find everything that you need.
Right. That's true.
I mean, everything is right here. And you can have everything right here in your back door.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many businesses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Chattanooga is a very vibrant, beautiful, we're the scenic city, right?
Yes,
it's
most
a
definitely.
Beautiful place to live, but there's also so many cool things happening here. There's so many, with our EPB, with the fiber, that has attracted so many cool businesses.
And the restaurants, because, that's the best thing to do. Yes. You're sitting down at one meal and you're planning your next meal, Yeah, the restaurants. And that's another thing that my husband and I like to do. We like to, on Saturdays after we close, we try to find a new, different restaurant, and then we can recommend it in the shop.
Yeah.
Because people that's one of the things, other than going to see something, they want to know where's a good place to eat.
That is a really good point.
Yes.
When I've had clients come in from out of town, they're like, where should we go to dinner?
Where should we go to dinner?
And I always am going to recommend a local place.
Of course. Oh, 100%.
Like,
yes.
Why would you go to Olive Garden?
No. No, we're going to stay downtown.
Yeah.
We're going to see the river. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, there's even cool places like in the surrounding, areas too. Like, I love Ooltewah, like Cambridge Square.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's so pretty up there. And it's all like local businesses that they really have tried to focus on. And I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about maybe some things. So you've been open for a couple years. What surprised you? What has surprised you in this business venture post-teaching for 30 years? What has surprised you?
I don't know if it's really a surprise. I've been thrilled at my repeat customers, how people will remember to come back to me when they need something. So I love it when the door opens and it's someone who's already been in there. And they're always very complimentary to us. So, yeah, I'm just been pleasantly surprised at the support that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's just not always one offers and traffic. It's like that was a great. Well, I mean, I think
No.
it sounds like you've built an experience and people want to
Yes.
come back and have that same
Yes, yeah,
experience.
most definitely. And I listen to them that, if they come in and they'll say, do you have whatever the item might be? No, but we can get that.
Mm-hmm.
So we are always adding items based off customer recommendations.
Yeah,
Because we're one of the few gift shops in that vicinity.
sure.
And so I want to do my best to make it a one-stop shop. You can come in, you can get a gift, you can get a gift bag, you can get some tissue paper,
Mm-hmm.
you can get a card, and you can
Yes.
get everything there and not have to go, you don't have to go out towards the mall. You don't have to order anything online. I get a lot of ladies headed to lunch with their friends.
Fun.
And they need a quick gift. We even have a gift bag that on the outside of the bag says, I got this on my way here.
That's cute.
Yes.
I
Which
love
is
that.
so true. So I just love that people think about Edith's Emporium.
Mm-hmm.
They think about, oh, I need to go there to get a gift.
So where did the name come from?
So Edith was my grandmother. She moved on to Macaulay Avenue. They lived in the area. I mean, most of her adult life. But when my dad was 6 months old, they moved to Macaulay Avenue in the early 40s, and she lived there until she passed away until 2000. She was very involved with the Chattanooga Theater Center. They called it the Little Theater at the time. Very involved. My grandfather was very involved in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
She was very involved with the Chattanooga Opera Guild, and she loved to throw a good party. And I just think she would have absolutely loved to shop like this. Loved it.
Oh, that's cute.
So I thought I would name it after her because, I mean, she lived a block down from my shop for 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would have loved something like this. And I have her picture hanging in the shop because a lot of people assume I'm Edith. So I
Right.
joke that my name tag should say K, not Edith. But Edith,
Or Edith's granddaughter.
yes, exactly. That would be a good way to put
Yeah.
it. Edith's granddaughter. So I named it after her. And yeah, she would have absolutely loved something like this. So it's a good conversation piece because they'll want to know who's
Absolutely.
Edith. And I
Yes.
get to talk
Because it
about
feels
her.
like her house.
Exactly. And a lot of people assume because they know that she lived on Macaulay and they think maybe it was her house, and it was down the street. But yeah, I wanted to name it after her, and it's an emporium. It's got when I think of the word emporium, I think of a little bit of everything.
Yes.
And we have
And
a little
fun.
and fun. That's exactly right. Get a good conversation in there.
Absolutely. So I'm a Disney girl.
Oh yes.
And Magic Kingdom. That's the
Yes.
main gift shop is the
Yes,
Emporium.
yes, we saw that when we were down there last year. I did. I think I took my picture in front
Yep.
of it. Yes.
That's
Love the Emporium.
good vibes.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly right.
Okay, Kay, so tell me a little bit about your marketing strategy with Edith's Emporium.
Well, doing a lot of different things, but the biggest thing that has really boosted my business is social media.
okay.
Most definitely. Facebook, Instagram, having those ads there. One thing that we discovered, we did some ads last fall and just had items like products from my shop.
Sure.
Did okay, not great. So this spring, we changed it to a picture of the building. Totally changed people coming in. I saw you on Facebook. I never knew what this building was. I've always wanted to stop in. I'm so glad I stopped by. Unbelievable the difference just associating the picture of the building, what the building looks like, looking like a house, like you said, and connecting that to people, because it's never been retail space. Like I said before, it was, offices in a funeral home.
Right.
People don't realize they can come in there and shop. So yes, social media has been great. Talk radio's been really good to me too.
Yeah.
They've been great. Yes, when I did talk radio, my phone just immediately people started texting me. I hear you on the radio. So yeah, talk radio. They have been really, really good to me.
That's a cool thing. Feeling
Yes.
a little famous.
Yes, exactly.
I love
Yes,
that.
my little bit of fame there. Yeah.
So you ran ads, and I think that's
Yes.
so interesting, like you said, because having run ads for my business myself, sometimes you never really know what's going to hit.
Yes.
And so that, I feel like, has been a lesson in trying. You kind of have to just throw spaghetti at the wall.
You do. I'm in menus, different restaurants. I'm on their menu. I hand out business cards, unbelievable amount of business cards. Anyone who wants to stop and talk to me about my shop, I'll be more than happy to talk to them about it.
Yeah.
But we put cards, we put postcards like in hotels and at coffee shops around the shop. That has been a big thing. People being able to bring the card in, has a little coupon on it.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads them to us.
I think that, and I feel like really knowing your client, because I feel
Most
like,
definitely.
and putting it in places, knowing where your customer is
Are
already
coming
at.
from. Exactly. Because we like those tourists to come in, because we do have the Chattanooga-based gifts.
Right.
And when you're on vacation, of
You
course,
want
you've got to buy a Chattanooga magnet.
Yes, and you want to go into like a cool, unique place that feels like a part of the culture.
That's right.
Of the place that you're visiting.
That's right. And be able to hear about the community. And, my husband and I, we can talk about the area and they can ask specific questions. Where should we eat?
Yes.
Yeah,
Those
most
kinds of
definitely.
things.
Yeah.
And, and I would imagine you'd have a lot of success networking and doing things like the business cards and the postcards with other local businesses.
Oh, yes.
Because a person that shops local for their coffee is also going to want to buy their
Shop
gifts
local
locally.
for gifts, yes. And when I first opened, I went around and introduced myself to some of the other shops that were similar to mine. And the reception I got was so warm. And so we are right down the street from the refinery.
Love the refinery, yes.
And also in our neighborhood. And they have been so good to us about sending people up there and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so we'll say, now, when you leave here, you need to go to the refinery. And they'll say, oh, we've already been there. That's how we found you.
Wow.
So, yes, very, very welcoming. And, we don't think of each other as competition.
Right.
I have different things than they do down there. None of us are in competition. If people like to shop at a shop like Edith's, they want to go to more than one shop.
Right.
Like that. People who enjoy those shops. So, and if you're going to come all the way to Macaulay Avenue, you want to go into more than one shop.
Absolutely.
So you can hit both of us.
I love the idea of community over competition.
Yes. Oh, most definitely.
Because there's room at the table for all of us.
Most definitely.
There's no reason to cut it out, especially when you really understand your ideal customer. And you, like you just said, you really understand them. You know that if they're going to one place they're going to go to another place
because
like that.
They're going out to lunch. They've got their friends together, mother, daughter, sisters, whatever it may be. If they're out, they're making a day of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely lead them to other shops like ours.
You know what would be a cute idea? I feel like if somebody did, like, you know how they do like pub crawls?
We did something similar to that. It's been a couple of, maybe a year and a half or so. We did a shop hop.
Oh, a shop hop.
Yes,
That's so cute.
We did that. We haven't done it in a while, but some of the other shops got together and they had a little card that we got to punch, and then they got put in for a drawing. But, they just love doing that. And they would come in and they would say, I never heard of you until this.
Right.
So it was great advertising.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, earned some new customers.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yes, yeah. Get to see all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just take you on
a tour of all the shops.
That is actually, I feel like a great business idea because there's a couple of businesses in town that do like the restaurant tastings or
Yes,
the
exactly.
beer
Like the
tastings.
tours, exactly.
Like a little tour of the gift and thrift.
Exactly.
Ooh, a gift and thrift.
Gift and thrift tour. Yes.
Oh my God.
We'll
Add that to my
coin it
ADHD
right
list.
now. That's exactly right. Yes, that's great.
I love it.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Just want to circle back to when we were talking about like social media.
Yes.
And you were talking about how ads and things. What does that look like for your business? Like we talked a little bit about how, you know, the photo that you were using for the ads, but how do you, what's sort of your social media strategy? Do you have one?
Well, we like to post a lot. My manager, Jennifer, is amazing at taking care of all my social media. She will post an item. We even do Facebook Marketplace. We will put some of our new items also, but we'll even use Facebook Marketplace and put in the description available at Edith's Emporium, and then they can come in the shop to pick up the item.
I think that is an underutilized marketing tool, Facebook Marketplace for any kind of business.
Because a lot of people shop there, but they don't want to go to a random person's house.
Right.
So this way they can come into the shop, and whether they buy that item or not, they might find something else that they like in there.
Yeah. And events too. I feel like Facebook events.
Yes.
Also.
One of our best events that we have is Cousin's Maine Lobster. It's a food truck. They were on Shark Tank, and they've been on Food Network and all the morning shows. And Barbara Corcoran actually invested with them. Oh. And they're based out of Birmingham. This truck covers Birmingham, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. So they come 2 or 3 times a year to my shop, park in the parking lot, and it is a great draw. I get tables and chairs, and I put it up on the porch.
Fun.
People can buy their lobster tacos, their lobster tater tots, their lobster bisque, whatever they want to get, and they can come up on the porch. Then they can come in the store and shop.
I love that, like unique partnerships.
Yes.
Things that you wouldn't normally necessarily
put together. Yeah. Eating and gift shopping, two great things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, 2 good activities to do.
Totally. But I do still think it's a little bit outside the box.
Yes. No, it's great. We have a big parking lot, and they park over there, and great for people to come in and out. So, that has been huge. And they'll be back July 12th. They'll be back for our 5th anniversary. Celebrate 5 years in July.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Started during COVID too.
I know. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
But you made it.
But we made it.
And
yes.
you're thriving.
Yes. Yeah. Business has been great. Yes.
What would you say is, if you could, I like to ask people this, if you could beam information
oh my goodness
from your brain into the brain of the masses, what would you love everyone to know? It can be related to Edith's Emporium. It could be just a piece of advice.
Oh, mercy. Yeah.
Anything.
No, I don't have wisdom to give today. We'll stick to the business. But going back to the importance of keeping things in your community, keeping your dollars in the community is huge. It is huge. Chattanooga's growing. We want more small business. Chattanooga's very small business friendly.
Yes.
When I was starting, I took some classes down at the incubator down on Cherokee Boulevard. They were wonderful, pointing me in the right direction. I taught school for 30 years. I didn't know how to open a business, how to start a business license, that type of thing. So they were great in leading me in that direction. So if anybody, thinks that they have an opportunity to open a business, the incubator is a wonderful resource.
I love that.
Yes.
What would you say was your biggest challenge in starting this business and getting it rolling?
It was more getting the building ready, having it ADA compliant and make sure I had the right handrails and the safety plans and all that permitting. That was kind of it was difficult to navigate, I believe, because it was COVID.
Good point.
And nothing was open, and it was harder. I couldn't go talk to someone, and I was trying to communicate through email and that type of thing. So that was kind of a challenge. But once we opened the doors and started getting products in there, it just grew from there. But yeah, it was kind of hard to get the building ready because, of course, I wanted to make it as safe as possible, and
Sure. Of course, yeah.
it to have heating and air, and and electricity, and have all the lights work. And so that was a big challenge, was because it had never been a store,
Right.
so we
And
had
you didn't
to.
have experience in that.
No, I had no idea. So, yes, I have definitely learned on the fly, but had good support and asked the right people the right questions, and gotten help where I could. And I have the most understanding customers ever. They, if I'm there by myself and they need help and they know I can't leave the front or whatever, they're like, I'll come back later. Not a problem.
No big deal.
No big deal. Absolutely the best customers.
I love that.
Yes.
What would you say is well, let me ask this question. How do you choose what items you're going to put in there?
Well, we started out with the stuff we like.
Yeah. Yeah.
My manager and I, we like that, let's put that in there. But then we've kind of branched out. We're like, no, we know certain items sell well. It's funny, when we added the gift items, the new items, the puzzles and the games and the stickers and the cards and the candles and all of that type of thing, one of our best sellers is the password book. The book where you write down your username and password.
Honestly, I need to buy that.
I couldn't even tell you how many of those we've sold.
That's wild.
It has been the funniest thing. And then along the lines of food, our popcorn, the kernels, and the seasonings, bestseller.
Love.
Yeah, just the funniest. The vintage stuff is hit or miss. Like,
Sure.
I've sold a lot of butter dishes lately. We had a January one time, I sold 14 chairs. I'm like, did no one have anywhere to sit before they came in here? It was the strangest thing. So things go in phases. We had a lot of requests for bookshelves. We sold all of them. Jen and I went out looking for bookshelves. Now we have a backstock of bookshelves.
There you go.
So you never know. I mean, we truly never know. People are always looking for tables and chairs.
Yeah.
And chest of drawers, tall, thin chest of drawers. People love to come in and ask for those.
I love that you're saying that correctly.
Yes.
Because up until I was in
It's
my
not-
20s, I thought it was Chester drawers.
No, and
Some man named Chester.
Yeah, had a great idea to call it Chester drawers. Yes, chest of drawers. Yes. So we always try to have those in stock. So, and I have maybe 4,500 square feet. So I can't have a lot of big furniture. I can't really have dining room tables and china cabinets and couches and that type of thing.
Sure.
So I'd like to have footstools and occasional chairs and side tables and end tables and benches
Like
and
accent
stools,
pieces.
accent pieces. We have a lot of things hanging on the wall, a lot of decoration, wreaths, prints, some paintings.
Do you do any kind of like research on trends, or you're just like, let's see if this flies?
Let's see if this flies.
I love that.
Yeah. And one other thing that I also do in my shop is I do custom embroidery.
Oh, a
So,
true
yes,
Southern Edith.
yes.
I'm sure Edith would love
Edith
that.
would have loved it, most definitely. Put a monogram on anything, and I
Yes.
still love it. The monogram on everything is kind of waning right now. It will come back.
It will.
But
Like all things.
I do a lot of business logos.
Oh.
I am doing, I did blankets for the seniors at Macaulay and Baylor, who are tennis players. So they're,
Cute.
I hope I'm not spoiling anything. They're getting a blanket, has the school emblem on it inside a little
Oh.
tennis ball in the year they graduate.
Adorable.
So that type of thing. So I do a lot of gifts. I do kids' backpacks, lunch boxes, sweatshirts. Custom. Yes, you can have your business logo put on anything. I do hats also. Or baby blankets. We have the sweetest heirloom blankets that look like quilts. And I can embroider baby name on it, date, weight, length,
Cute. Whatever you need.
whatever you want
Eye
on it.
color.
I can, whatever. You can go as detailed as you want. I can put anything on there.
That's neat.
Yeah, so
And
another service that I offer.
Yeah, and another reminder
Yes.
that you don't even need, you can still stay local
Exactly.
and get something customized.
Exactly. You don't have to go to one of the websites, to get that. I can take care of that. And if I stay called up, I have a pretty quick turnaround.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, okay, thank you so much for coming
you for
and talking
having
about
me.
Edith's Emporium.
Yes.
It was great.
It's my favorite thing to do is to talk about the shop.
And that's when you know you found
Oh, yeah.
where you're meant to be.
Most definitely.
That's your passion, something that you
Yeah.
can talk about and talk about and talk about.
it. Yes.
I love
most
it.
definitely.
Well, thanks for joining us on the podcast today, guys. We'll have all the information about Edith's Emporium down in the description. If you're interested, go give them a visit, a chat.
Please do, yes.
I'm sure Kay would love to know your most favorite restaurant in town she can recommend.
Oh, we have lots, and we can recommend a lot to you.
Yeah.
But find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Follow us, and we're always posting new items that we get in the shop.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
All
thank
right,
you so
thank you, Sarah.
much.
All right.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.